Chuck, is the phone on? Yeah, you now can speak now. Perfect. What was I gonna say? Oh, hi guys. My name is Red, and now I get to talk about the most monstrosity movie until this day, and the very way review about Minecraft movie. This name seems to be so exciting as the best video game adaptation, only to be suck in many, many, many ways. I just really, really, really wanted to be good when the second and third trailer was come out, and they look fine. I think they really tried to get any better in the Minecraft movie, given some some about it. But when I watched it, it was so bad that I have to make this video lately. That because I literally forgot everything, everything about the movie. Because, and the fact this movie is, I'm not kidding, is live action. It's just already terrible. Like, why not make it animated? Like, like the Super Mario movie. That thing looks awesome. All that out of the way, let's talk about first the positives and second the negatives. First, let's talk on the positives, which is not too much, so is in count and one invisible hint, so this will be quick. The first and number one, I I am glad that they use the C418 original Minecraft soundtrack called Minecraft title, and they also use Big Step from When I Rain. And these two, both of the musics, will be very, very thing for the movie. For not gonna lie, if this soundtracks wasn't in the movie, it doesn't have any soundtrack that is inspired by the main game, this movie will definitely be uninspired. Number 2, I thought the CGI actually looks really nice. I think it's probably the strongest that Mojang has ever have to show to us. I thought the forest looks really beautiful, the clouds looks green, the visuals are nice. Not gonna lie, I think they did a decent job trying to recreate the visuals and how the CGI works. They all look very nice. Not great, but very nice. And that's all the positives. And now, starting to the fact, why is this movie is that badly made? The negativities. First time, we have what the mobs look. I, if I am the only one who don't even look, don't wanna look at these mobs. Am I the only one that I don't find these mobs look nicer? The original game was iconic. The design, everything of them are amazing. And the ones like Zombie, especially Creeper, look all iconic. Look all amazing and memorized from years. But in this movie, this felt less cuter than the main game. The, the creeper looks very furry for some reason. Zombie looks kinda off, skeleton looks kinda goofy, and spiders actually look nice, and the chicken looks also inspired by the Minecraft, which I very impressed. And and the sheep, well, the sheep is a sheep, the same fact as llama. They're both very awful. And also, the baby zombie doesn't look like baby zombie. It looks like a baby Hulk. I don't think they look much more great than the actual game. They all look very iconic. But in this movie, it felt like it was kind of fine. Well, they did try to make zombie look scary, unless the piglins, but they even puke me out a little bit. Also, the look of the villagers, oh my god, they actually makes me want to wake up in my bed for 20 times after I watched this absolutely monstrosity of existence. Like, that gave me nightmares. The second thing of the negatives is how the characterizations are. The Steve has a pretty unserious backstory that he went for a mining, as they say, I yearn for the mines. But it didn't work out. But for some reason, the old man, when the Steve grows so up, doesn't even die there. It doesn't even show his real skull. That would have been a sorry. That would have looked very scary on the kids movie. That would have looked very awesome. It would have been much better if they put like the sign off skeleton of that old man that just died. That would have been generally a good moment. It could have been done much of the sense of this movie has. But instead, they just put it in like he's alive. Like, soliloquy. I personally think the Steve was kind of funny in this movie, but that that final music of him felt that Dennis music felt like unserious. It looks like it just seems born quietly. It could have been so much epic. But instead, the Steve goes on to the portal and it's just entering the real world. It could have been left in there. And for the Henry though, well, it's kind of a best out of all the group. Like, I thought the idea of making him a little bit brave was a nice addition for Jason Momoa. Unlikable character in my opinion, and I don't even like them that much. I don't find them funny. I don't find them very interesting. It could have been Hero Brian. That would have been a very funny reference. Like, Jason Momoa could easily be like Herobrine if Jack Black is Steve. Could have been a more main antagonist on the story being Jason Momoa as Herobrine. Like the antagonist that he was in Fast and Furious 10, as his name is Dante, and he wants to Dominic Toretto to suffer. That is a great look of the villain. But this movie felt like it doesn't even show the same. It just shows the random guy that is the old video game champion. That's why he felt to be a character. And next up is Natalia and Dawn that shows no of the more personality than just one. Natalia wants Harry to be saved since his family is gone. And Dawn is literally just an animal protector. And the rest of the penguins are gonna be just untalkable. Since how bad the penguins are in this movie. Like, General Chung is unscary and speaks quietly for some reason. Great Pig or Great Hog doesn't have any strategy. And Malgosha, when I get to talk about her later, has a pretty generic backstory. It could have been so serious. Like so much serious. And I'm not even done yet. The third part is the fact that some of the scenes didn't even make any sense. Like some of the cutscenes, like when the Steve buzzed the two elytras at each other to give him to a fly. And how he get the two elytras, I have no idea. I have no idea how Steve get the two elytras by himself since he didn't even seen the end. It didn't even show the backstory of the whole Steve, since he never went to the end to get the elytra. And the worst thing is he get two of the elytras for some reason. And also, there's a scene like when the Harry closes the door when the pillagers are chasing at him. They didn't even start to jumping the doors anymore. Like, they just forget it for some reason. And when they shows the full diamond armor and all the fireworks, it wasn't ever explained. Like, they just put in there showing. And combining these two of these things together, how the Steve got to elytras was never explained. And when the pillagers didn't even try chop the doors, didn't even matter. And the fact that shows full diamond armor and fireworks didn't feel that well explained. Can just show how he get everything. Like how he get fireworks, how he get like stronger stuff. That would have been so cool. Like so effective. Could have been done much better with these scenes. Could have been so much. The fourth thing and most important thing is the romance. Is the freaking romance about the freaking principal and the video game character Villager from Minecraft. And they get to show that scene all the time to make our nerves very worse than you expected. Not of these jokes of the romance scenes are funny. Not even one are funny. They could have been just removed that scene and just shown the characters in their adventure. And that would never change the movie. And that, I think, is the main reason how I thought this movie, like, very unlikely how Desperately forgettable on the scenes on romance is the fifth and the most why that I don't find this movie very, very, very inspired is the fact there's only two soundtracks. One is the Minecraft title, and two is Big Staff, both from C418 and Lana Ray. And that's it. What the like, they could have been done so much with the other soundtracks in this movie, like one of my favorites, like Aria Math, the classic Hangstrom, the most nostalgic Mice on Venice, all their iconic soundtracks in the main game. Also, Sweating, they should have been here too. They should have been here for more action in this movie of the soundtrack than just one and just two of the soundtrack that is inspired by in the game, and the rest are just completely different soundtracks. The safe thing about this movie is like makes Kung Fu Panda 4 look like a masterpiece. No, I'm kidding. It's about the fact this movie is live action. Like the dirty Disney remakes. If you watch one of the videos about Minecraft, if you watch a lot of the series of Minecraft, all of them are mostly fully animated. And the most viewed Minecraft videos are fully animated. So why the movie couldn't even done that like it was Super Mario movie? But instead, it's just fully live action. If you want the entire CG of this movie is 90% of the movie and 1% of the human. They could have been done animated. That would have looked much, much better. The seventh thing about this movie is the plot. If you heard of one of the Minecraft videos, you're going to be entirely confused seeing this movie after. Like, it didn't even show Steve mining, it didn't even show Steve collecting the stuff, then just showing the tutorial. If you a Minecraft hardcore fan, you already knew all of that, so why just show a tutorial? And the last thing about this movie, if you heard that I talk, is about Malgosha is the main villain in this movie. If you played the original Minecraft, Ender Dragon was the final boss of the game. It works perfectly to be the main antagonist, but instead it's just a knockoff character of the Minecraft Legends. This weird looking witch penguin from the Minecraft Legends. If the movie would have been having the Ender Dragon, this movie could be inspiring. It could be very, very better if they put Ender Dragon, since he is the final boss in the game and the main villain in the game. But instead, it's just put Malgoshan in. It's just so disappointing. For the moral of the story, I thought it was very very appreciated. I thought it was very nice. Like, the moral of the story that you should be creative. You should be creative. You should be creative. That makes your life better. And that's true. And that is the great, really great message to send to kids. But the whole movie, for some reason, wasn't even like that message. Like, water, like, like the items that aren't in the game that are buckle off jump kids, the potato launcher, and the other stuff that didn't even appear in the game. It should be just inspiring the items from the main game. And there's Steve that saves the things of Minecraft like Flint and Steel, Chicken Jockey, Release. No, that actually is not from Minecraft. Ender Pearl, Crafting Table. I yearn for the mines and all the stuff of that. And that's kind of it. I do understand that they didn't even put the Ender Dragon just for taking the probably Minecraft movie 2. That teases Alex just meaning Steve. Or it is. And there is also a nice cameo of Technoboy that appears as the pig with the crown. And when Harry says, "Is that a kind of pig wearing a crown?" And the Steve says, "No, he's not a king. He's a legend." And that's actually true. I actually agree that he is a legend. But for the conclusion, I cannot recommend any of you guys of the existing earth for watching this movie. If you didn't watch it, I'll be appreciated. If you watch it, that's fine. And that is the reason why I think the Minecraft movie was a cinematic disaster piece. If you agree in all of my opinions that I have this movie, I'll be appreciated. I'll be very appreciated. If not, that's okay. And bye bye guys. See you next time. And you can turn off the camera, Chuck.